The official AI model gives Cape Verde a 4.8% chance of winning tonight. We think that number is wrong. This is AIFC. We run the numbers other channels ignore. Here's what we found.
Let me tell you what the harem was not. It was not the fantasy that European painters obsessed over for centuries. Endless silk cushions, idle women, and a sultan wandering through like a king choosing his entertainment. That image was invented, mostly by people who had never been within 100 miles of this place and desperately wanted to believe the Ottoman world was as decadent and chaotic as their imaginations required. The reality was something far more interesting and far more frightening. The harem was, above all else, a political institution. Yes, the Sultan's wives and concubines lived here, but so did his mother, his daughters, his sisters. Hundreds of women organized into a strict hierarchy with its own rules, its own economy, its own internal politics. And at the absolute top of that hierarchy was not the Sultan. It was his mother, the Valide Sultan. She controlled who had access to her son. She decided which women rose in status and which were quietly forgotten. She maintained alliances with viziers, with foreign powers, with religious leaders. In certain periods of Ottoman history, the Valide Sultan held more practical power than any Grand Vizier in the palace. Grand Viziers, men who commanded armies, who ran the empire's day-to-day administration, sometimes couldn't make a major decision without her approval. Let that sink in. Now look at the women who came here. Most arrived as young girls, captured or purchased from the furthest reaches of the empire and beyond. And then, what happened to them? They were educated. Seriously, rigorously educated. Languages, music, literature. Court etiquette so complex it took years to master. Because a woman in the harem needed to be exceptional to rise. Beauty was common. Intelligence and skill were the real currency. Walk slowly through these rooms. Look at the tile work on the walls, the fountains in the courtyards, the painted ceilings. And remember that behind every one of these beautiful surfaces, decisions were being made that shaped the fate of an empire. The harem wasn't a prison. It was a power structure. And if you knew how to navigate it, you could change history from the inside.
Let's be clear about who Cape Verde actually are. Because 4.8% makes them sound like a Sunday League team. They're not. In World Cup qualifying, Cape Verde drew with Brazil. They beat Cameroon, a squad full of Premier League players. They are ranked 39th in the world. Argentina's last opponent, Jordan, was ranked 87th, and Argentina still conceded. Here is the number that changes everything. In their last 4 matches against teams ranked below 50th in the world, Argentina conceded a goal in every single game. 4 matches, 4 goals allowed, against supposedly weaker opposition. Cape Verde is ranked 39th. That is the crack in the wall. Then, there is the Messi variable. He is 37 years old. He started the last match on the bench. Our model calculates his injury risk at 23% per match in this tournament. If Messi is forced off before the 79th minute tonight, Argentina's win probability drops from 83% to 51%. A completely different match. One bad landing. That is all it takes. Here are the 3 exact scenarios that give Cape Verde a real chance tonight. Scenario 1. Cape Verde score first. In matches where Argentina concede the opening goal, their win rate drops to 44%. The crowd shifts. The tactics shift. The pressure is on Argentina to chase the game. And that is not how they play best. If Cape Verde score in the first 30 minutes, this is a completely different match. Scenario 2. Cape Verde's low block holds for 60 minutes. Their 4-4-2 defensive shape is specifically designed to frustrate teams that build slowly from the back. Teams exactly like Argentina. If they stay organized and deny space in behind, Argentina's creative options run dry. Messi drops deeper, the gaps open, and Cape Verde hit on the counter, which is where Gary Rodriguez is most dangerous. Scenario 3. Argentina go down to 10 men. They average 1.8 yellow cards per match in this tournament. One reckless challenge, 1 second yellow. And the entire dynamic flips. Our model gives Cape Verde a 31% win probability if Argentina play 30 minutes with 10 men. That is coin flip territory.